Welcome back. It's Sports Tonight. We're broadcasting live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm excited tonight. So much excitement in the air because Channels Television has been named the TV station of the year by the Nigerian Media Merit Award for, I like putting that, for a record 12 times. So yes, that's what it is. It's all about broadcast excellence. It's about professionalism. And us right here at Channels Television, we want to say thank you to all our numerous viewers that have supported us all through the years. We'll keep winning for your sake. That's it. We just talked about the FIBA, the MBBF leadership crisis, and FIBA's second letter that has given Nigeria what we have called a second chance. Yes, because there are crises in the Nigeria Basketball Federation, and then the MBBF, they've said, fix your house. July the 26th, they wrote a letter, gave a deadline of November the 30th this year. Fix your house. Nigeria, the MBBF, the Nigeria Olympic Committee, the Ministry for Youth and Sports, they couldn't come to an agreement with the persons involved in the issues. So the Nigeria Olympic Committee wrote a letter to FIBA, presented documentation and said, look, we are not getting anywhere. The results are not coming. We need more time. Let's solve this problem. FIBA, we are big brother. They listen, said, take more time. Go and fix your house. So your new deadline is February the 28th. Can Nigeria get it done? I want you to talk to us, particularly if you're a follower of basketball in Nigeria. I want passionate basketball fans to talk to us tonight. What's the way out of this crisis with the leadership of basketball in the country? On Twitter, we're Channels_Sports. Facebook, we're Channels IFA Sports. Let's talk about a new issue that just came up. Football fans in Nigeria, they've been, I can't explain it, high spirits after the Super Eagles qualified for the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. Bragging rights started flying everywhere, and Nigeria qualified unbeaten. Oh, the Super Eagles are getting ready. It got sweeter when the Super Eagles even defeated Argentina in an international friendly game. But just yesterday, fire came out. FIFA sanctioned Nigeria 6,000 francs, and that's about 2.2 million naira. What did the country do? FIFA says you fielded an ineligible player in that game between Nigeria and Algeria that was played in Constantine in Algeria on November the 10th. Who was the player? Shehu Abdullahi, who had received 2 yellow cards. The first one in the first round against Swaziland, and the second one against Zambia.
2 years later.
And surprisingly, Shehu Abdullahi emerged man of the match in that game against Zambia right here in Nigeria, played at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. And so everyone started asking questions. What's happening? How come the NFF didn't know? The leadership must explain to us this and that, that and this. Nigerian football fans, they love their football. We had the second vice president of the NFF, Shehu Diko. He was trying to make some amends. Nigerians are not listening. So Amaju Pinnick, who is the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, couldn't sleep. As early as 6 a.m., Amaju Pinnick went to social media. We'll run through his tweets and then go to Kano and see if we can speak to the first vice president, Sheyi Akiwumi. But let's run through Amaju Pinnick's tweet. Amaju was bothered, and of course, just say if your house is on fire, you can't sleep. So Amaju Pinnick says, let me go say sorry to Nigerians, and then put some clarity to the issue. And that's what leadership can do at this stage.
You know, when I read through his tweets, this is a leader, obviously, who is ready to take full responsibility. Made it quite clear that he's fully responsible. The buck stops, on his table, and he accepts, what has happened. And he's ready to take steps to ensure that he makes amends. He first of all went on to explain how it happened, that initially, they felt that the first round, the first round yellow card will not count, but it went on to count. And also, that FIFA even sent a reminder to Nigeria. But the person in charge, the technical official, happens to be, had health issues and was in the hospital. And the major error they made, administrative error, was that the official did not share his correspondence with other members of the technical committee, and as a result, while he was in the hospital, nobody knew there was such information available, and even the opponents didn't know. Nobody in the Football Association knew. It was everybody was in the dark until after the game. And then FIFA began to investigate, and they started discovering, and at the end of it, and this sanction came. If we had not defeated Zambia, it would have been a total disaster.
That's what football
we
fans
have crashed out totally. And you can imagine after the draws, it would have been even more traumatic than even finishing fourth or something like that, because it would just be like, you know, being when you are just there and you're being eliminated. But it's good now that he has taken full responsibility and he has decided.
Let's go to social media. Before we go to Kano to join Barrister Sheyi Akumi, who is the first vice president of the Nigeria Football Federation and the chairman of that investigative panel that the NFF has just set up. They set up a 4-man committee. So, unravel things for us. Let's find out why this happened. Let persons understand that we mean business with our football. But as early as 6:30 this morning, Amaju Pinnick, the president of the NFF, I went on social media. It says, good morning. Yeah, I needed to be very polite because Nigerians were not smiling at that time. It says, I'll start by tendering my wholehearted apology to Nigeria and Nigerians for the Shehu Abdullahi error. It is unforgivable and could have undone months of hard work.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As head of the Federation, I take responsibility for this. It happened on my watch. This is
very,
PR 101. Very, very important.
Very mature, responsible.
Came out. He went on to say, while accepting the Federation's fault here, let me quickly explain how this went by unnoticed. It doesn't change the fact that we didn't keep our eyes on the ball and will help us in our planned restructuring of the technical and competitions department. Absolutely. So that's why I told you that I expect some major changes in the NFF. Shehu Abdullahi got his first yellow card in our very first preliminary match against Swaziland away. When the draw for the group stages were made, the technical staff made a grave error. Assumption. Yeah. They assumed the cards got in prior would not count.
Yeah. It used to be the case anyway.
To be fair to them, throughout the qualifying series, official match documents didn't even show that Shehu Abdullahi was on a yellow card. For instance, when we played Cameroon, Mikel, Moses, and Balogun were put on notice that they had yellow cards. Amaju Pinnick had to do all of this talk, and there was a lack of due diligence in and by one of our departments, and we're ensuring that errors like these never happen again. On behalf of all of us at the NFF, that's Amaju Pinnick speaking, I don't work for the NFF, I apologize to Nigerians and Nigeria. Our focus remains, we'll soar higher. I think this is... It's sort of control.
Austin,
this is what Nigerian football fans want to hear at this time.
This is breathtaking, quite frankly. This is mature.
Yeah.
This is a leader who has accepted full responsibility, understands the demands of the occasion, the expectation, and the disappointment of the people over what has happened. And especially what would have been the consequences had we not, defeated Zambia. It really would have undone months of hard work. So I just love the fact that he's taking up, taking the bull by the horn and is ready to take necessary decisions that will ensure that things of this nature don't ever happen in our football. But this is really a major gaffe, a huge embarrassment, He reeks of incompetent, maladministration, and he knows that he has to step up. And I must salute the statement he put out there. It shows that indeed he's a man who understands, what the situation is.
Joseph, I'm going to pause you. Let's go to Kano. That's the venue for the MPFL Invitational. Some members of the NFF are there. The first vice president of the NFF, Sheyi Akumi, is also there, and he has been named head of the 4-man panel and has been charged to investigate what happened that led to the FIFA sanction. Good evening, Barrister Sheyi Akumi. Welcome to Sports Tonight.
Hello, Austin. How are you?
I'm super. I'm doing great. A lot of worries here and there after FIFA sanctioned Nigeria. It's not about the fine, but just because it spoiled, it touched the mood that Nigerians have been enjoying after the Super Eagles qualified for the World Cup. You have been charged to investigate and find out what really happened. Your committee, are you going to get on that job?
Well, I think that, first of all, I'd like to say... again, to reiterate our apology as leader of the NFF, but the president has come out and spoken already. One of the reasons why this committee was put together was not just about this narrow issue of what happened. Yes, indeed, that's important. It was only so that we can be sure that it never happens again, and also to help us make recommendations to the NFF board as to how to change things in the NFF in terms of our, the way we work. Sometimes it's easy to get into a place and work, and you don't change things because it's not broken. Now it's clearly broken, so the president has charged us to look at everything properly and take it from there. So we will do. We will do.
And the NFF has been, the NFF president, Amaju Pinnick, has been very strong in speaking about some changes and saying people must take their work seriously. Your committee, where are you going to start?
Well, I think that, we haven't even had our first meeting, so it's that question really could be my first we need to look at the entire gamut of the way we have run the secretariat and the technical, particularly as well as competitions aspect of the NFF. So we need to look back and look through what has been happening, in order to help us move forward. We also need to look at best practice around the world and see whether we're meeting up. When we don't meet up, pull the NFF up to best practice level. There are a few things that come to my mind, but what I can assure you is that you'll be amazed at some of the kind of decisions or recommendations that will come from.
And your committee has 2 weeks to submit its report, its findings. Sheyi, do you think this will touch the love or the support that you guys are expecting from Nigerians for the World Cup?
No, I don't think so. One of the things is whoever was responsible, the number of people that were responsible for this, whatever happened, they're the same people who helped Nigeria to get to a point where we qualify with the World Cup, such that 3 points deducted doesn't even matter to us in terms of actual going to the World Cup. So it can't be all bad. The important thing is to learn from this, and thank God that it came at the time where we have the opportunity of a second chance. But it doesn't derail our intention, our motivation to go as far as possible in the World Cup and to prepare as best as possible in the World Cup. And I'm sure this will wake everybody up in the NFF anyway. I
know. Thank you. Thank you so much, Barrister Sheyi, for speaking to us. I like that word. You second chance. Let's get it right. Thank you. Mr. Sheyi is the first Vice President of the Nigeria Football Federation. He is also the chairman of the Lagos State Football Association and has been charged with the responsibility of unraveling, find out what really went wrong. I was just checking some things he said, Joseph. You see, and again, he said second chance. Second chance for Nigeria in basketball from FIBA. As another second chance.
Are not capable of solving their problem. FIBA will help them out.
And there's another second chance with football. So generally, it just goes to remind us once again that leadership is very, very important. It is. Very, very important. It says, I'll be sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, each time I've just when he started with an apology, it's something that we don't see in this climb. It's very foreign. It looks British to us. I mean, we don't apologize. We always assume
do things and believe that they don't owe you an explanation.
And we don't give a hoot, or they just tell a few lies and they think you will not know. But I just love the attitude behind it. And it's something that people in government need to emulate. They came out, they apologized, they accept full responsibility, and now they are taking steps, to ensure that it doesn't repeat itself, understanding that it would have had even more grave consequences on Nigeria if we had not been in a much more better position to be able to absorb, such sanction. And there was something he said that really caught my attention. He said international best practices. Very, very key. I did mention earlier that even if we need to get people to put us through how to get this thing done, they are not coming here to colonize us. They're just coming here to impact knowledge, ask questions, help us put structures that will ensure that things of this nature don't slip off our fingers. Just as he said that our correspondent was not shared, the man was ill, he was in the hospital. These are things that borders on oppression. So if we don't know it at the moment, let us get, how does people who have been able to get it done, how do they do it? Just learn from people. There is nobody has a monopoly of intelligence. Keep yourself open so that you can have fresh ideas. And I just love the attitude and the way they are going about it. It really shows that at the end of it, no doubt, they are going to come out with something very deep will ensure that we don't have situations like this again.
And to speak for nothing but the development of football in Nigeria. Sports Tonight on Channels Television. You've heard from Barrister Sheyi. You've heard from Joseph Mukuzi. Let's go on this break. When we come back, we'll hear from you. What's your take in all of this? Don't go anywhere. Stay.